bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life. Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Oh, I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. Yeah, I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Good morning again from over here. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. These words written by Eddie Watkins Jr. that we just sang have been circling through my mind this entire month, when we had decided that our overall theme for the month would be There's Only God, based off of Unity's first principle. There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. There is only one power, God, the universe, the divine, great spirit, whatever you call it. That's all there is. That's what everything is. Excuse me. I am the place where spirit, where creator, where the Christ, where Allah, where Jesus, where Buddha, where the universe, where God shows up. So I have a question, and I want answers in a little bit. If you're watching on Facebook Live right now, I'm going to ask the question. I want you to go ahead, type it in. And if you're here in the room, hold it in your mind for a little bit. We'll get to it in a little bit, but there's a lag between live and Facebook, and I wanted to make sure that I give everyone a chance to respond. So think about, where does God show up in your life? On the right thing, okay. Where does God show up in your life? How does God show up in your life? When does God show up in your life? So go in deep, or maybe not so deep. It may be right there. And think about those questions. Where, how, and when does God show up? So here we are. It's the end of October. We started out this month. Louise was here the first Sunday, and she had us gravitate towards joy. The next week, I challenged us all to look at everything in awe. And last week, Ed reminded us that we are beautiful. We feel joy when we are in harmony with the universe. When we remember to see things as created by God and we stand in awe of them, we find peace and connection. When we see from the eyes of spirit, we only see love and beauty. I am the place where God shows up. This reminds me of Blessing for a Church by James Dillett Freeman. We have read this prayer many, many, many times here. I've used it before in talks. If you're not familiar with it, that's okay, because I'm going to read it again. And whenever I look at this prayer or at this poem, I look at it from a different point of view. Not that we're blessing this building that we call a church, but we're blessing this building as the church. You see, the church is not a specific building or a location. It's us. We are the church. The church lies within each of us. Wherever we are, God is, right? Because the universe dwells within us, not outside of us. We are not separate from it. We are a part of it. So I'm going to read this out loud. Now, I have altered a few words to help promote inclusivity in our modern times. I invite you to close your eyes, go within, and hear this blessing as it is blessing you. This is God's house. May we who come here not only find out about God, but find God. May there be beauty in this place, but especially may it be a place where all people become aware of the beauty in themselves. May this be a place of worship. May this be a place of instruction. May this be a place of singing. May this be a place of prayer. But for us who worship and take instruction and sing and pray, may this always be a place of inner stillness where we may listen and hear when God speaks. May whoever ministers here minister in love. May whoever teaches here teach truth. May whoever serves here serve pleasantly. May everyone come into this house in expectation and go with thanksgiving. And may anyone who comes wanting help go feeling blessed. May this be such a house that everyone will feel in it that they are with friends. Amen. Many people believe that God is in a church. And that's true. And that church is you. does God show up? I'll turn this on. So where does God show up in your life? How does God show up? When does God show up? And we have some responses online, which is awesome. God shows up when I awake. When I awake each morning and the love that I have for my family and friends and the love that is shown to me. Thank you, Rod, for sharing that. It's beautiful. God shows up in me and in everything I see. There is nothing that is not God. You're welcome for the reminder, Carolyn. And thanks for watching from Colorado. That's appreciated. It's early for you. So here in the room, where does God show up for you, Crystal?
In nature.
In nature. Awesome. Beautiful.
And this little guy.
And Virio is here today. Yay. How else does God show up? Or where does God show up? When does God show up? Mike? When you get your, perfect. When you get your ego out of the way. Thank you for that, Mike. Yeah. Crystal?
God shows up in other people.
In other people? Okay. How's that?
I can be standing in the grocery store line talking to somebody, and God shows up in that person sometimes with just the right message.
Okay.
Or maybe I have a message for them. So we show up for each other as God.
Okay. Crystal just said that even like at the grocery store, you may meet someone and they may have a message for you. God shows up in them with a message that you need, or that you show up as God for them with a message that they need. Yeah, Mike.
I think God shows up in a simple smile. Going through a drive-through, or if you receive or give, then God shows up there.
Excellent. Mike just said God shows up in a simple smile. Even when you're at the drive-through, that simple smile can brighten a day. Kent?
God shows up in the animals that come across my path.
Awesome. Kent says the animals show up in the animals that will cross his path. So yes, God shows up in many different ways for each of us. In Genesis, God showed up as a burning bush to Moses, right? In Genesis 3:14, this is the New International Version. God said to Moses, "I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you." While I was listening to Spirit, while walking and contemplating this talk, and God showed up to me as a comma, as a piece of punctuation. Not the Oxford comma. This is just a regular comma. And this thought, what if, because I am the place where God shows up, was going through my head. It was on loop. What if we put a comma at the end of I am? What does that do? I am the place where God shows up. God shows up in God. I am the place, or I am the place where Creator or creation shows up. God shows up in the I am. Here at Unity, we use positive affirmations all the time. I am, fill in the blank, blessed. I am rich. I am beautiful. I am the light of the world. I am, shout them out. I don't. Free. I am unlimited. We affirmed that in the song. So we know that whatever word or words follow I am, we are claiming as truth. So we're careful. We're careful with our thoughts and we're careful with our words when they follow I am.
When using I am, you are calling upon the universe to say, hey, this is what I want. Give me some of that, or give me more of that. So even in our thoughts, if we are thinking that we are lacking, then that's what we attract. It's the law of attraction, right? Basic law of attraction right there. But have you ever questioned yourself? Am I brave enough? Am I strong enough? Am I worthy enough? Or even, am I enough? Will I have enough? Will I have what it takes? These are thoughts that are coming from our ego personality. So when we're questioning ourselves from our ego personality, we're asking, am I? But we can turn that around and go from divine mind and affirm, I am. I am brave. I am strong. I am enough. I am worthy. And I know this can be tough sometimes, especially right now, right? There's been a pandemic going on for 8 out of the 10 months of this year so far. We've been physically distancing ourselves. We're wearing masks. We're washing our hands frequently, and we're sanitizing. We're sacrificing time with our loved ones so that we do not spread this virus. And we become weary. We're becoming fatigued from the pandemic. We're fatigued from the political climate. We are fatigued from violence and from intolerance. We're tired of fighting for the rights that we were given to us by our Creator and taken away by humanity. How do we get out of bed every morning and face the world that we are living in? Zeal. It's one of the 12 powers. It's power number 10. That's why everything is orange this month. Because that's the color that's been associated with zeal is orange. I think it also looks great with Halloween. So looking at zeal, what does that mean? From Revealing Word, the metaphysical meaning of zeal is intensity, ardor, enthusiasm, the inward fire of the soul that urges man onward, regardless of the intellectual mind of caution and conservatism. Zeal is the mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. It urges the planet on its course and spurs the ant to greater exertion. Just what makes that little ant think he can move a rubber tree plant? Everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got zeal, right? He's got zeal. Zeal is the urge behind all things. It's the affirmative impulse of existence. Its command is go forward. From Psalm 69:9, the zeal of thy house hath eaten me up. And what this means is that the zeal faculty has become so active intellectually that it has consumed the vitality and left nothing for spiritual growth. One may become so zealous for the spread of truth as to bring on nervous prostration. Take time to be holy. Turn a portion of your zeal to do God's will to the establishing of his kingdom within you. Do not put all of your enthusiasm into teaching, preaching, healing, and helping others. Help your own soul. Do not let your zeal run away with your judgment. When zeal and judgment work together, great things can be accomplished. And I like to call it this. The power of Nancy. This lovely young lady here is our beloved Nancy Johnson, for those that don't know her, and she passed away 10 days ago. 10 days ago? 2 weeks ago? It was the 25th. No, not the 20th. The 20th. It's been a month ago. And we just celebrated her life last weekend. And she was 99 years and 7 months old. And Nancy is the poster child for zeal. Her love of God and others shined so brightly you could not miss it. If you'd never met her before, there was just something about her. But she did not go around announcing her zeal. It was like, look how much I love God, look how much I love you, look how much I love the sunset, look how much I love animals, look how much I love, look how much I love, look how much I love, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. No. She simply lived it and shared it. Her mantra, its divine order, touched many of those who knew and loved her. She affirmed there is one presence and one power moving in and through us in divine and perfect order. Trust and know this to be true in your own life. And she lived an amazing life by saying yes to new things. The power of zeal can get us through these trying times. And knowing that all is in divine order, and that there is only one power, and that is love. Sometimes you only have enough zeal to get out of bed in the morning. Know that that is enough. That is enough. So rest. Take time to be holy. Rest. That's what the Sabbath is for. Go within, recharge. Do something that inspires you, that lights that fire that's in you. So where does God show up? God shows up in you, through you, and as you. God shows up in your divine thoughts and in your divine deeds. Turn your am I into I am. You are the heartbeat of the universe. Joy and enthusiasm flow through you. You are the place. We are the place that God shows up. And I thank you.